Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Many of you who are associated with our channel are working towards their Canadian dreams or already have achieved it and they are here in Canada. But there are some people right now who also have seen this Canadian dream and they wanted to fulfill it. But because of this pandemic and some other issues going on, they are not able to fulfill it. Today I'm going to talk to four of many other people who are not able to travel to Canada because of their expired COPR. After many tries talking to IRCC, raising web forms, and now they have been reaching out to IRCC via Twitter and different other various forms calling their customer care, they don't have a response or a timeline in their hand that when will be they able to travel to Canada now. So, guys, if you are one of those who is still waiting for a response from IRCC because of their expired COPR and they were not able to travel because of those restrictions during pandemic, I'll suggest you to join them on their movement. Hi Manbir, welcome to the channel.
Hey, thank you, Gandeep. Really, thanks for doing this for us. So, my name is Manbir Singh Sandhu, and I'm currently in Canada. I traveled from US. I was in US for a few years, and me and my wife planned to move to Canada. So she went to India before me, and I had plans. I applied for COPR in 2019. I received my application was finalized in Feb, and I got my passports stamp and all in March, early March. So after that, she was already in India. We submitted all the she submitted her file from India and I did from US. So my plan was to go to India in April and come back together with my wife to Canada. So what happened? I resigned from my job in March, and March end last week. So it was already pandemic started, and India. It was basically India which took that step. Restricted all the flights, canceled all the flights, incoming and outgoing, basically. So I had tickets on April 1st to go to India, so it was canceled. So I was kind of, I resigned my job. I was stuck in US and I had to make a decision. Like I didn't know that, I was hopeful that flights will, start soon. At least I will be able to go to India. And my expiry was May 19th, so I have to be in India and then get back to Canada before May 19th. And what happened, it was very uncertain, like what's going to happen. So I took a decision. I came to Canada on April 7th. Uh, and since then, I'm just basically waiting for my wife to join me. And it's been like, our visa expired on May 19, and right away on May 20th, we raised a ready to travel form because, she had no issues to travel. It was the flights. We were all ready. Our suitcases were, packed. So she was all ready to travel, but there were no flights. So we raised the ready to travel form in May itself, and after that followed by 3 or 4 more web forms, and we haven't received a single positive response from IRCC. It's been like, now it's since raising the first web form, it's like more than 6 months now, and not a single reply. I didn't get any 4-pointer, 3-pointer. I didn't get any ghost update. My file is completely dead. Like it's not moving at all. Just
When
generate.
was the first message or you tried to communicate with the IRCC?
uh, May
What was the
20th.
first instance? May 20th?
Yes, right. Her visa expired on May 19th, and we just, raised the ready to travel form right after that. So, telling them, okay, we were not able to travel, but now we are ready to travel. As soon as the flights, start, we are ready to travel. So provide us the authorization letter because, or whatever, because at that time it was not the authorization letter. It was just that let us know, and we will let you know what to do. And the authorization letter, I guess that notice came in June, and since then we haven't received any positive response from IRCC.
Hey, hi Harleen, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you. So, Gundeep, we are a family of four, me, my husband, and my two kids. So we got our COPR somewhere in around December last year during Christmas. And we had 4 months validity of our COPR. Our COPR was supposed to expire on 27th April. So in all, we had 4 months to travel. And the only reason why we delayed our travel to April, I booked my flights for 5th April. And the only reason we delayed our travel was because my husband had a notice period of 3 months. Plus, since I have a family, I have to look at the comfort of the kids. I had a kid who was 4 then and a 1+old infant. And we are based in Bangalore. My kids have not even seen North India's winter. So winter was a major concern for us. We wanted to land at a time when the weather is a bit pleasant. So that's why we decided to move in first week of April. And now I regret it badly. So we were all set to move. We were very excited and enthusiastic about the move. But then everything got crippled because of the pandemic. That time, IRCC quite proactively posted on their website and Twitter that we need not fret about it, that they'll be taking care of the expired COPR, the COPR holders whose COPR will expire during the lockdown. So we were quite rest assured. I also didn't freak out because I knew that IRCC is taking care, and they just told us to leave a note to them, raise a web form saying that we are ready to travel, and whenever we do so, they'll process our application, they'll extend our COPR and allow us to land to Canada. So everything was well taken care. But then in May, when India opened up its airspace, we raised the ready to travel web form in a hope that now IRCC will process our file, they'll grant us extension, and we will be finally able to land in Canada. But it has been now over 6 months, and we have not received anything apart from the generic automated reply that just says that because of the COVID, their staff is working on reduced hours and efficiency, and we should wait for them to get back to us. So it has been like an endless wait. We have already sold our household assets, right? We are just left with bare minimum furniture to survive. In fact, all the furniture I'm left with was also booked, and the pickup was supposed to be 1 day prior to our departure. But so with this, we are living like refugees with this bare minimum furniture. We had already liquidated our retirement fund that would have, fetched us high interest rate here in India. We had disenrolled our school from the kids. So, and this has caused a lot of psychological impact, because even as a parent, we question ourselves if we did the right thing by disenrolling our kids. The academic session in India, in Bangalore, it starts in April itself, and my kid has been out of school since like 9 months now. And I'm already receiving calls whether to register her in the next academic year or not. But we are not able to decide just because IRCC is not providing us any timeline. So this has been a major concern for all of us, that apart from the fact that the wait has been endless, a major problem with IRCC has been that they have not given us any clear timeline. Their statements, whatever announcement they made on their website and Twitter handles, have been ambiguous. Initially, they said they will be giving priority to COPR holders whose COPR expired during pandemic. Then they said they will be sending us an authorization letter to travel within few weeks. But it's been months now, and we have not heard anything apart from the generic reply. But yes, they had come up with something called as a rapid response team, which is also more inefficient. The rapid response team touched base with us around after like 7 months of our COPR expiry, only to let us know that our medicals have expired, and therefore now we cannot travel to Canada. That is the only thing they wrote in the mail. They did not even give us the fresh instructions that we should get the re-medical done so that our COPR is valid. So that once our medical is valid, they can provide us the COPR and visa. So it seems that they are just being playing around, and giving excuses like we are working with reduced staff and because of COVID things are difficult and they have not been able to come up with a vision how to process our application. So yes, it has been very difficult, and also I would like to add that they have been acting very preposterous. At one place, they say that they are not able to process our application, but on the other end, they are conducting rapidly the express entry draws. Every week, nearly 5,000 applicants, fresh applicants are receiving fresh PRs, right? So if they are actually working reduced staff, so why not prioritize the people who are stranded because of them for like last 9 months? So it's been a really difficult situation. We understand that these were unprecedented time, but a little transparency, little honesty would have helped us. If they would have simply told us that we cannot let you in unless the virus is under control, we cannot let you in year 2020. At least this would have given us some timeline and we would have restarted our life back in India. We wouldn't have been just waiting. My husband resigned in March and he did not even try to revoke the resignation because we had an assurance from IRCC that as and when the flight operations begin, we can just intimate them and they can send us, so they can extend our COPR. But nothing of that sort has happened. So we were so helpless and hopeless that finally my husband decided to resume back his job in September. And now I feel that if he had to join back, then he would have done it earlier. We wouldn't have wasted 4 or 5 months waiting to hear from IRCC. So it's just a lot of waste. And Gundeep, believe me, I mean, at this age and at this stage of our career, when we have a family, it is really a big mental trauma that you are staying unemployed for like so many months. It's a big trauma. So I think we are just unfortunate ones. And I keep regretting the decision of why I didn't travel to Canada earlier.
Thanks, Arlene, for sharing your experience. Quickly going to Nitesh. Hi, Nitesh. How are you?
Hi, Gundeep. Our journey for this Canadian dream started somewhere around 2018 in December, when we actually planned to move ahead to Canada for permanent residency. Our file got approved in December 2019. So we planned. I resigned from my job, and I had a notice period of 3 months. So basically, I resigned in December, and somewhere around February, the notice period was supposed to be ended. So we had our tickets booked at the end of Feb. Post which, during the notice period, my own organization offered me a position, which was supposed to be started in Canada in the month of March. So they asked me if I can take my resignation back and join that position in Canada, since I'm already an approved permanent resident. The only thing was left to land in Canada and get your PR activated, which is why we canceled our tickets in Feb and got another tickets booked for the month of March, around 18th of March. When we were about to travel, my wife had already quit because her notice period was only for 1 month. So she already had quit her job in January and she was all jobless since January. So we were about to travel and all these border restrictions got put in place on March 18 by Canadian government, and we got stuck here. And since then, I've been working here in India, but I have been asked to report to the position several times. I mean, I have already shared a lot of documents to the IRCC that I have already got a job there, and I need to report to the position since it's a critical position. They are implementing manufacturing suit in the organization, our client. And despite of the numerous web forms that we have sent, I only received generic responses till November 7th. So it was all like, we are working on your application and we will get back to you. I'm pretty sure like most of the people who already knew that their application is going to expire in April must have reached out to IRCC for extensions, that we won't be able to travel and you provide us extension. So we have been writing since March to provide extensions, but there were no responses. If we give a benefit of doubt, like due to COVID situation, the offices were closed. Since we did not receive any extension replies by the month of June, and at the end of May, they provided that anybody whose COPR has been expired has to raise a ready to travel web form. So the first web form that we raised was on 3rd of June, for which we received a reply on 8th of June that your application will not be rejected. And since then, we have been raising multiple web forms for ready to travel, but every time we have received all generic responses. On November 7th, we received our remedical request. The surprising thing is, post 1 month before we received our remedicals, I also received a job offer from Montreal, and it was rejected because I am not a Canadian as of now. I'm still considered a foreign national because I have not a PR card. I don't have a social insurance number to join that organization. They still asked me to report to the office once I have landed in Canada. I have shared those documents again with IRCC that I have got another offer, and they are also asking me to report. If I land there, I might have my social insurance number, and it will not be that difficult to find an employment, and I would be somebody who's landing there and contributing to the Canadian economy. And yet I have nothing with me. The difficult thing is with my spouse, absolutely, because she is jobless since January, and we left our house in Pune and we came back to our native town. We packed everything. Everything was being left, and we were ready to travel. And the unfortunate thing is, I have to leave my house and everything. I have to come stay with my parents now since last 11 months, only because we were not able to travel. The only last thing that we received is remedicals on November 7th, for which we proactively went ahead and gave it on 11th of November. And these medicals got updated on November 28th. But again, we are still in a limbo, like how much time more will it take? Because there are several other people who I know have given their medicals in the first week of November. Their medicals have been updated since first week and still they are waiting. I personally know someone whose medicals were updated somewhere around October, and she was still waiting. Thank you.
Coming to Aditya. Hi Aditya, how are you?
Hey Gundeep, hi, I'm good.
All right, Aditya, please share your experience, your side of story.
Sure. So my profile was submitted during May of 2019. Going by the 6-month timeline that's mentioned on IRCC's website, I thought my file would be approved by the end of December, and I'd be able to fly by the end of December or January. But unfortunately, that timeline was overshot. That was the first time I, came across the kind of an inefficiency, so to say, coming across the IRCC's delay in response and delay in processing as a whole. So my file got processed in March, which is a 10-month timeline instead of the 6-month that they've mentioned. And I had only 25 days to travel. My COPR was valid only till 8th of April, and my file got approved on 11th of March. So I had only 25 days to travel, so to say. I sent my passport. I got it back on the 15th of March, and my tickets were planned for 26th of March. And then the lockdown happened, and the flights were grounded, and I had absolutely no chance to travel at all. Even after the 26th flight was cancelled, there were still a few Air India flights that were going to Canada. So I booked another one for the 28th from Delhi. So I live in Bombay currently. So I wanted to travel from Bombay to Delhi to Toronto. But then the Bombay Delhi flight, the domestic leg was again grounded, so I couldn't travel at all. So that flight was also wasted. So two of my flights, one was 26th, one was 28th. Both got cancelled, both got wasted. I raised a web form the very next day my COPR got expired. It was called I'm not able to travel kind of a web form. informing IRCC that because of the COVID situation, I'm not able to travel right now. So I did that on 9th of April. Got a response about a week after that, saying that all right, we won't reject your file. We'll let you know however it goes. Then it was dead silence for the next 2 or 3 months, which was kind of understandable considering the situation around the world. We all of us kind of knew, how people are not working right now. Offices are closed. Things are very brittle. So, we kept raising web form after web form, informing IRCC about our readiness to travel. I did the same. I'm sure a lot of other people did the same, as as we know from their accounts now. Uh, then in June or July was the time that IRCC started responding to people. A few were able to go through, were issued an authorization letter, but that was just a handful of people uh, that we came across. During this entire period, we started a Telegram group where we have most of the expired COPR people join the group, and we discuss what's going on, what's the news, how to go further, and everything. So this entire discussion about expired COPR holders happens in that group. Like Harleen and Manbir and Nitesh also mentioned, I have not received any response from IRCC since then. The only email I got from them was in October that asked me for my travel isolation and settlement plan, which I provided the very next day. But after which, again, there was nothing at all. Uh, the email says that you have to respond to us within 10 days, letting us know if you are ready to travel in the next 60 days. So I received this on the 7th of October, and today is 16th of December, and I have not received any response on that email from IRCC yet. So it's 60 days up, but still nothing. So yeah, the wait has been really frustrating for me, and I'm sure a lot of us. Uh, I have never had such a big gap in my career ever since I started back in 2014. Uh, so this is also something that will come back and affect us. You know, I've tried getting jobs in Canada, and I've been told that since I'm not able to land and I don't have an active PR status, uh, my job offer were revoked. I had two such job offers in Canada which were revoked because of this issue. But again, one advice that I'd like to give to anybody who's watching this video is to plan your travel today. If you've received your COPR, plan your travel today. Don't delay it for, say 3 months, 4 months, or how much ever, validity you may get for your COPR. Plan it today and leave as soon as you can. I'm sure there are a lot of variables, into play, saying the notice period, or you don't want to travel during winters, which is completely fine. But just as a precaution for most people who can travel as soon as possible, please do it right away, because this is a situation that anybody can go through, and we just don't know what solution is to it.
Aditya, if anyone who's watching this video, they want to join your Telegram or maybe follow you guys on Twitter, what's the hashtag that you're using, or what's a group name that you have found?
Sure. So all we need right now is support and a little empathy from people who are watching this, uh, because this is a situation that anybody could experience. Uh, the way you can find out about us or join the movement or support us is very simple. Just go to Twitter and search for the hashtag expired COPR. You'll see thousands of tweets every day, for this particular cause. Uh, a simple like or a retweet will also, help us a lot to amplify our voice and get us to, wherever we want to be.
Thank you so much, guys, for sharing your experience. And I really wish that you soon get the response and, you guys land up here in Canada and fulfill your dream, your wishes, which you have thought. And it's been just endless wait time, which I totally understand. And the way you guys are managing is still hats off, because you start a process thinking about something. Okay, next sections are this. It get delayed for everyone, of course. Few months is fine, but when you don't have any any set timeline, any no response from the even the IRCC government, of course it gets really frustrated. And Manbir, a very different issue for you, right? Because you are away from your family. Still other people are with their family back home, but you are away from your family. And like you said, right, it's been years that you met your wife. So
Yeah, I mean, if you don't mind, I will add a few more things. Like, our case is like best case scenario. I have a job here. I have an apartment. I have a place to quarantine. I have funds in my account. Uh, it's a best case scenario for IRCC if you look at it, but they have made it the worst case scenario. And people like us, I know a few others who are in same situation who have kids too back in India, and they haven't received anything. And there is no planning from IRCC or no prioritization. Like there is no pattern basically. And the agents, at IRCC call centers, I don't know. I mean, they're kind of misinformed, and they're passing on information which is making it more complicated. They're telling one of the agent told me that they are always confusing things, and because if you talk like my spouse is in India, and so they will tell you that you might fall under family reunification. You should apply for temporary visa, TRV. And I was checking that how many days it will take, just processing time. And it on their website shows like 268 days to get a TRV. So it's like they have no information. Basically, they're just telling whatever comes to their mind. They're not. I don't know if they're up to date with the policies or how things are going. They have no knowledge about what's expired COPR or what to suggest people. So they're just passing on information and giving solutions which are not even possible.
all right, guys, thank you so much for all your time sharing your experience, talking to us, and hope, fingers crossed, IRCC replies you back soon. You and other people who are waiting for their COPR, whose COPR has expired and are similar conditions and situation as you guys. So once again, thank you so much for taking time out and talking to me. Wish you all the
Thank
best.
you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
All
Gundeep.
right.
Thank you for
Thanks,
doing
Aditya,
this.
Thank you so
Manbir,
much.
Nitesh, Harleen. Thank you.